All right, boys, I'm back with another one. Uh, Truman Brakefield, Bible of Horn, New York, too. I'm going to go way back on old One Eye. Back when I was a young man, done a lot of hunting, scouting around this old area. Uh, Old One Eye, I began to get acquainted with him, and a little bit. And I was hunting in them woods one dark, creepy, cloudy, daisy day, and I seen old One Eye coming dragging down off the hill. He was pretty young and in pretty good shape. Looked so smooth and slick. And it coming down that hill, and I just stopped and leaned up against a tree and was watching him to see what he was going to do. So I didn't really know what he was coming down the hill for. But I looked in the front and down the edge of the bottom on the edge of the side of the hill, bluff like, and I seen a bobcat. And I think, well, and I know Truman had told you about how mean that old whooping bobcat was at one time. So I just leaned up against a tree and just been just as quiet as I could. And they went a-mosing down the hill together, and old One Eye turned that hair right straight up. And if you kids know anything about a bobcat when he's fixing to attack, why, his hair turned right where dab up over his eyes. And you talk about your hide a crawling. But now it would crawl. And so they went to fighting. And they fought. And they fought. They chewed down timber, knocked down timber. And at that time, I didn't know that was a three-legged bobcat, but I noticed it was, and I guess it just tore over One Eye all to pieces if it hadn't been for that. So they just fought and fought and fought and fought, and finally the old bobcat went out there and kind of laid down on his side and was licking himself, and old One Eye staggered around and backed down over there a little ways, and he sat down. And I could see then where he got all of them scars and everything that he had. And he's got a long history, a life of family of them. There's a whole family of them, I think, that they just born with one eye. And I've had him to slip up on me till I got acquainted with him and give you some of the creepiest feeling that you ever had in your life when you're out like that and see a cotton picking whoop coming right up behind you, and you didn't know what he was going to do. And my legs at that time wasn't in too good a shape. It was pretty hard to hold still. But I managed to hold still till I could get to look him over and get more acquainted with him. And the years went by, I'd seen more and more. And his mother, I have seen his mother. But I never could get acquainted with her. She was getting up in years then, and I didn't get acquainted with her. So they do have a long family of them, and that three-legged bobcat it's either a generation of them, but they're still here now. The story I was talking about before happened last year when I seen that. And Truman, he's been wanting, I've never got to take him out and show him old One Eye. But some of these days, me and old Truman is going to take a tour. I'm getting acquainted with him enough now till I think if we can. I, I think if I can get Truman to go with me, if we're going to go in and see old One Eye. So it happened. Truman, his little boy scout, was in here a few weeks ago. And I said, Truman, let's go. We was eating supper, and I said, when you get through supper, you know, Truman is a great hand to eat eggs, in case y'all didn't know it. But he keeps them in his pocket and everywhere else that you might think of. Old Truman eats lots of eggs. So I said, when you get your supper eat, you get your pocket full of eggs. I know you're going to want some before this is over. And we'll go down, see if we can't find old One Eye. Sure enough, after we eat supper, he did. Filled his pockets full of eggs. And went down the little old trail it was winding down toward where I knowed about where old One Eye was at, close to the bluff, you know. Well, I was going along there, and I know One Eye made that awful often. And I said, Truman, I believe I glimpsed old One Eye over there in that cluster of bushes. But he seems kind of cowed. I don't know why. It's 'cause you'll only get. Truman said, let's just slip right on around this cluster of bushes and see if we can get a better look at old One Eye. So naturally, Truman reached down in his pocket and he swallowed one of them eggs right then. And we're going around the corner of this cluster of bushes. And there stood old One Eye in plain open view with all of his scars and everything else staring us right in the face. Old Truman stood perfectly still for a little bit. I did too, of course I was used to him. And I don't know whether he started to run or not, but he went stomping. He stomped around there and stomped around there, and One Eye didn't pay him much attention. But he said, Charlie said, give him one of these one-eyed eggs. And you know, I didn't know whether we had a one-eyed egg to give him or not. But old Truman went in his pocket to get that egg, and instead of giving it to the wolf, he swallowed that egg. I don't know, but there was a chicken on the inside of that egg, and old Truman got choked on that. And I'll tell you, I had to beat him in the back around there, and after that it all settled down, well, old One Eye was done and gone. And so we got him all straightened up over that and got him back to the camp. And so that was Truman's cure to see old One Eye. I'll be back in a minute. Might tell you a ghost though. Okay. Well, I'm back with a ghost story. Me and my brother used to hunt lots up and down this creek. And south of the campground, old Scipio was murdered up there. And one night we was going up through there, and we got to hearing something behind us creeping along, you know. I was just scared to death anyhow every time I went up in there. It's ghosty as it can be, boys, it's ghosty. That old Brady sitting around in there, the ghost, it's overdosed in there. So he was a half Indian and a half colored guy, is what we'd been told. And when we looked around, me and my brother, we seen that dude, or thought we did. Boy, he was stood up there pretty tall and dark, and them old white-looking eyes was shining. And I'll tell you, till yet, I ain't got over that ghost story. Boys, I'm back again, and I'm afraid that old wolf man at the calling is in here. And he stands 7 feet. He wears a 13-size foot shoe. And he has hair on his breast. And he's got cat eyes. So I'm just wondering how him and old One Eye is going to make out. So I'll see you boys at another day.